Hey guys, welcome to the Diamond District. So, at every point in our lives, we always come to this crossroad where we have to decide, what are we really going to do? Are we going to stay the same or are we going to change? And change typically is always going to be something that's uncomfortable, unfamiliar, sometimes just it'll feel like it's worth more than the actual effort or the trouble. But staying the same, it's the worst thing you could possibly do. See, human beings by nature are supposed to evolve, they're supposed to grow, they're supposed to elevate. You are supposed to constantly be learning, adapting, changing, because if you're not moving forward, you're moving backwards. And that's how the universe works, and that's how life works. And as society consistently moves forward, staying the same just means you're going to get left behind naturally. So when it comes to who you are, what you want to do, all of those things, you have to question it all the time. You have to be mindful of where you're trying to go and if you're actually trying to go somewhere, because if you don't have a destination, you're not going anywhere. And if you're trying to stay the same, you're going to stay in the same situation, the same spot. You see, in order for you to have complete change across the board, you're going to have to become a totally different person. And without realizing it, in the past, I used to actually want to hold on to who I used to be. I used to want to hold on to my old sense of humor, my old sense of self, all these different things that I attached to who I am. But who you are is always a decision. Who you are is always a choice. And you can decide to be something different every single day. Now, if you're at a point in your life where you hate where you are, you can't stand your current results, you want to see something different, then you need to ask yourself, are you ready to change? Because understand that changing is not a choice, it's a decision. And if you don't know what's the difference between a decision and a choice, choosing something essentially means that you can change your mind later. Making a decision means to cut away from, meaning this is it. This is the path I've chosen to walk. This is the journey I've chosen to take. And this is what I'm going to be doing moving forward. So once you reach that point, and you're just like, I can't stand myself. I can't stand these circumstances anymore. I can't stand this. I can't stand that. Then you reach the point where you need to make a decision. And you need to accept everything that's going to come with that decision. And most importantly, you need to let go of the things that no longer serve you. And that's going to be a part of that decision. And even still, to this day, there's still things that I find myself wanting to do, or I find myself watching, that I feel like I'm always going to watch this because of course I'm going to watch anime. Of course I'm going to do this. Of course I'm going to do that. But the changes I've made in my life, I can't just watch it the same. I can't just lay down and watch anime. I can't just do that. And neither should you. You can't just be who you've always been and expect to get different results. That's the definition of insanity. So please understand that in your life, you are going to ultimately have to make a decision. Are you going to stay the same or are you going to change? And once you make the decision to change, know that it's not going to be easy at all. But it's going to be worth it forever.